People are now seriously questioning whether the death of R&B singer Angie Stone was really just an accident. Many online are calling it suspicious after new reports and witness statements started surfacing. Sharita Murphy, one of the backup singers for Regina Belle who was with Angie in the van, reportedly said that the crash that killed Angie could have been prevented. Some witnesses have even said they heard sounds like gunshots before the crash, and rumors suggest a sniper might have been involved. There are also claims that after the van flipped, the driver, Lethal Carter, left the scene, made a mysterious phone call, and then returned, raising even more questions. And that's not all. Apparently, Carter didn't even have a valid driver's license, and he ignored Angie's repeated requests to stop speeding. His criminal history is extensive and disturbing: parole violations, forgery, burglary, domestic violence, drug possession, and even driving without a license. It's shocking that someone with that kind of background was allowed to be in charge of transporting a group of people, let alone someone as well known as Angie Stone. To make matters worse, the truck driver who hit the van after it flipped reportedly quit his job suddenly and then went missing. His wife even reported him as missing. It's also being said that a man named Davis owns the trucking company involved in the second crash. All of this has led people to believe that Angie's death may not have been random at all, but possibly part of a much larger and more sinister plan. Angie had recently gone public with claims that Universal Music Group, a major music label, had been stealing her royalties and earnings for decades. Her connection to UMG started in the 1990s when she was signed to MCA, which later became part of Universal. Despite writing and performing hit songs like No More Rain, Baby, and Wish I Didn't Miss You, Angie claimed she was never paid what she deserved. Just before her death, she posted a video online exposing how she discovered, while recovering from a serious blood infection, that UMG had taken control of her royalties and mechanical earnings without paying her properly. She said nearly all her royalties had been stolen, and she expressed deep disappointment in how the music industry had treated her after 40-plus years of hard work. Given all of this, the strange circumstances around her death, the questionable people involved, and the fact that she was exposing a major corporation, many are now wondering if this tragedy was actually a carefully planned attack rather than a tragic accident.
As I was coming through all of this, I soon found out that one of the biggest companies that I was with, Universal Music, it's the second part of the ugly truth. We began to research things to check on my royalties and my statements and things that of that nature, only to find out a lot of my publishing, a lot of my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen.
Angie Stone said in her video that she was confronting Universal Music because they owed her money for her music. She made it clear she was determined to get what she earned, not just for herself, but for her children and grandchildren. She claimed the companies she worked with didn't register her songs properly, which led to her missing out on money she should have been paid. She also said there were multiple class action lawsuits related to these issues. Angie revealed she had a strong legal team looking into everything she was owed and warned new artists to be careful in the music industry because of how tricky and unfair it can be.
Here to let you know, one way or the other, Universal Music, you're gonna have to give up my coins. And so what I'm doing now is whatever is necessary to make sure they pay me for the legacy of my life, for my children and my grandchildren. They're gonna have to give me my money. I mean, when you sit back and think Bruno Mars, Dr. Dre, when you think about all these people that have sampled music, if they're filthy rich on it, what's our problem? Or my problem? Oh yeah. So you gotta get a diesel crew, and I call them a diesel crew, to go in and rectify the issue.
People find it suspicious that Angie was the only one who died in the crash, especially after she exposed powerful figures in the music world. Sharita Murphy, who was also in the van, has reportedly said that the driver, Lethal Carter, was speeding and ignored Angie's requests to slow down. Angie even asked why he was in such a rush at 4 a.m., but he said he needed to get to Baltimore fast, even though Angie was the one performing there. Sharita believes the driver should face charges because he put everyone at risk. Other reports, though unconfirmed, say witnesses heard what sounded like gunshots before the crash. There are also rumors that the driver didn't have a license and that the truck driver involved later went missing after quitting his job suddenly. Lethal Carter also made a phone call and came back to the crash scene much later, which seems odd. His criminal history is long and serious, with charges like forgery, theft, and carrying a weapon, making people wonder why he was allowed to drive at all. One witness even claimed they helped someone after the van crashed before the 18-wheeler hit, which adds more confusion to the timeline.
I looked up, and there was an 18-wheeler that had crossed the median into oncoming traffic, and I knew that's what hit me and ran over, and brushed over me was the 18-wheeler. And my daughter's freaking out. She'd already called my husband by then and my father-in-law, and I just told her, we've got to get to the hospital. I can't breathe. It was so hard to breathe. I'm gonna post a video of the 18-wheeler after I left the hospital, driving back through to get to my husband and my son. I will not be posting the vehicle in the video because somebody did pass away. They did. And I won't be posting that for respect for their family.
After news of Angie Stone's death spread, Sharita Murphy reportedly deleted the video she posted about the crash, and people found that really suspicious. Why delete the video if there was nothing to hide? Even more alarming, Angie's daughter, Diamond, said that her mom believed she was being targeted and had mentioned it more than once before the accident. Singer Jaguar Wright also said she doesn't think Angie's death was an accident. She recalled that Angie was determined to perform at a show with her even in bad weather, showing her strong spirit. Jaguar suggested that Angie's death was a sacrifice and noted that she died on her son's birthday. She also brought up that Angie was robbed not long before she died and was planning to sue Universal Music Group for stealing her money.
After being blackballed and ostracized, I think she was starting to figure out that her home had been breached. 3 months later, she died. And she died on her son's birthday.
So sad.
Her son was D'Angelo, who was full of...
There are still many questions people want answers to. Did witnesses really hear popping sounds, like gunshots, around the time of the crash? Was there actually a sniper scene near the scene? Did the driver, Lethal Carter, really make a strange phone call and return to the crash site later? Was he possibly hired to do something more than just drive? Did Angie really beg him multiple times to slow down before the crash? What happened to the truck driver, who reportedly went missing after the crash? With so many confusing and suspicious details, it's no wonder people are wondering if Angie Stone's death was more than just a tragic accident. Like and comment on this video and subscribe this channel for next video update.